studies the universe with all its celestial bodies and related phenomena. The scientists that study astronomy are called astronomers. They use telescopes and modern equipment to study and understand the universe better. Stars. Stars are twinkling luminous heavenly bodies. They give out light and heat of their own. There are millions of stars present in the sky, but are very far away from the earth. That is the reason they seem like tiny specks of light in the night sky. The nearest star we know and see daily is the Sun. Billions of stars together form a galaxy. Our solar system is a part of the Milky Way galaxy. A constellation is a group of stars that form a recognizable pattern in the sky. The constellations have importance in navigation. Ursa Major, a constellation in the northern sky, is called Saptarshi in India. Planets and satellites. Planets are non-luminous heavenly bodies that revolve around a star. Smaller non-luminous heavenly bodies known as satellites revolve around the planets. These satellites are also known as moons. The moon is a natural satellite of the planet Earth. Planets and their satellites are visible because of the reflection of the sun's light that falls on them. The full moon is the phase of the moon when the side of the moon facing the earth is fully illuminated by the sun. The new moon is the phase where, though the moon is in the sky, it cannot be seen since the reflected light of the sun does not reach us. We shall learn more about this in the next chapter. Planets of the solar system. The 8 planets revolve around the sun in fixed paths called orbits. Have you ever wondered why planets move in their fixed orbits? This is due to the gravitational pull of the sun, which holds the planets in their orbits. Let us now learn some facts about the 8 planets of the solar system. The 8 planets are classified as inner and outer planets. Inner planets. Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars are classified as inner planets as they are closer to the Sun. The asteroid belt separates the inner and the outer planets. These are very small as compared to the rest of the planets and have a solid rocky crust. Mercury. It is closest to the Sun and the smallest planet of the solar system. Being closest to the Sun, the side facing the Sun is extremely hot, while the one facing away from it is extremely cold. Mercury has no moon. Venus. The second planet from the Sun, Venus is about the same size as the Earth, only slightly smaller. It is the brightest and hottest planet of the solar system. The atmosphere of Venus has carbon dioxide, which traps the sunlight and gives the planet its highest surface temperatures. It has no moon. Earth. It is the largest inner planet and the fifth largest in the solar system. The Earth is slightly bigger than Venus and is also called its twin. Mars. It is the fourth inner planet. This planet, smaller than Venus and Earth, is slightly larger than Mercury. Mars is also called the red planet because of the presence of iron on its surface. Mars has very high mountains and very deep canyons. It has 2 moons. Outer planets. These are also called gas giants, as these planets are mainly made of gas, dust, and ice with a small solid core. The outer planets are farther from the Sun beyond the asteroid belt. Jupiter. It is the largest planet of the solar system. Jupiter is so big that 1300 Earths can fit into it. It has 67 moons. Saturn. Saturn has rings made up of gases and dust around it. It is the second largest planet. It has 62 moons. Uranus. Uranus is the third largest planet in the solar system. It is the only planet rotating or spinning sideways on its axis. It has 27 moons. Neptune. This planet is the farthest from the Sun. The atmosphere of Neptune is composed of methane, a poisonous gas. This gives it its blue color. Neptune has 14 moons and is also the most dense gas giant in the solar system. Its mass is 17 times that of the Earth. Planet Earth. The Earth is a unique planet of the solar system. It has water and the atmosphere which supports life. The Earth also has 3/4 of its surface covered by water, which makes it appear blue from outer space. Hence the name Blue Planet. This planet is 150 million kilometers away from the Sun. The atmosphere of the Earth also protects it from the harmful rays of the Sun. The Earth, according to the scientists, was formed some 4.6 billion years ago. It is believed that it was like a ball of hot gases in the beginning. Its outer part cooled down and formed the crust-like layer on which we live.
Rotation and revolution. All planets show 2 kinds of movements, rotation and revolution. Rotation, formation of day and night. Planets spin around an axis. This movement is called rotation. The Earth rotates on a tilted axis from west to east and takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. The rotation of Earth leads to the formation of day and night. As the earth rotates, the half part that faces the sun receives the sunlight and has day, while the other half remains in darkness as it does not receive any sunlight. This part has night. Revolution. Formations of seasons. Planets go around the sun in a fixed orbit. This movement is called revolution. The Earth takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution. This duration is referred to as a year. The tilted axis of the Earth and its revolution round the sun causes the formation of seasons. As the axis of the Earth is not straight during revolution, either the North Pole or the South Pole gets tilted towards the sun. When the North Pole gets tilted towards the sun, the Northern Hemisphere receives more sunlight and has summer. The South Pole remains tilted away from the sun and receives less sunlight. Thus, the Southern Hemisphere has winter. After a few months during the revolution, the Earth reaches the other side of the sun. Now, the South Pole gets tilted towards the sun while the North Pole gets away from the sun. Hence, the Southern Hemisphere receives more sunlight and has summer, while the Northern Hemisphere receives less sunlight and has winter.
These are called hemispheres. The top of the Earth is called the Northern Hemisphere. The lower half is called the Southern Hemisphere. Sometimes the Northern Hemisphere is tilted toward the sun, and sometimes it is tilted away from the sun. In January, the Northern Hemisphere is tilted away from the sun, so it doesn't get much of the sun's light. The Southern Hemisphere gets more sunlight. So the Southern Hemisphere has summer, while the Northern Hemisphere has winter. The Southern Hemisphere has longer days. The Northern Hemisphere has shorter days. The North Pole is now in darkness for 6 months because it is tilted away from the sun. And the South Pole has 6 months of day because it is always tilted towards the sun. In June, the Northern Hemisphere is tilted toward the sun. It gets more direct sunlight. It's summertime in the Northern Hemisphere. What season is it in the Southern Hemisphere? That's right, winter. Now the Southern Hemisphere gets shorter days. The Northern Hemisphere gets the longer ones. The poles are now in opposite positions to where they were in January, with the North Pole having 6 months of day and the South Pole 6 months of night. In March and September, the sun is facing right at the middle of the Earth. The rays of the sun hit the northern and southern hemispheres equally. Days and nights are about equal in length. It's not hot like summer. It's not cold like winter. We have spring and fall. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. They all depend on the sun and the tilt of the earth. What is your favorite season? Remember, the movement of the earth does many things. It helps us measure time. It gives us years and days. It gives us daytime to play in and nighttime to sleep in. It gives us winter, spring, summer, and fall. The movement of the earth is very important.